Hello friends, welcome back to another step in our M&M model railways build. What we're going to be doing in this step, my friends, we're going to be doing some fine-tuning and re-establishing our track layout. I've got enough product here, I think, to complete my double loop all the way around the track, as you can see there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the angle of my camera so you can see kind of what I'm looking at here as I talk you into what I'm doing. So let's get started right after this message. Well, as you can tell, my friends, I've moved you down to a little bit better angle so you can kind of see what I'm working on. Let me kind of pull you back so you can basically see the whole layout. We kind of lift you back up here a little bit. No reason for you to be looking at that pink foam when the detail's on the top of it. So I think that'll work for you. So when I ordered that crossover back here in the corner, you can see where I'm pointing right now, I was able to use the extra track that came with that, because if it's built for a double train layout, and this is actually, let me measure this out so you understand where I'm at. So this layout isn't actually this crossover. It's about 12 and a quarter roughly. So with the 12 and a quarter, they sent me a couple of pieces of straight pieces. So I've got two 2-inch pieces and two 9 3/4 inch pieces. And that gives me my 12 and a quarter that I need. So what I've done is I've pulled it together to see if my train is actually going to climb up the 4% grade. And you can tell, hopefully you can tell if you're looking along here, there's kind of a gap there. And when I realized what was going on with it, as you can tell in some of my other previous step videos, I actually, excuse me, I actually used scenic risers underneath here to get my 4% grade. And then I cut this back part level because I wanted my switch to come level. Well, when you're using double track or Kato Unitrack, things don't always work that way, because everything is flat, everything's together, everything's hooked together. So this back here almost needs to be level all the way through here. And that's why this has got a gap in it, I believe. So basically what you need to do if you're going to do an oval like this with risers in there, go ahead and assemble your track flat and then lift it up and know exactly where your risers have to be level at. I think that would have worked. So what I've done is there's a feeder line right underneath here. That feeder line actually supplies power to both tracks. And I don't have a track in here because I'm using it to establish a switching operation coming back into here, as you can tell. Let me move some of this stuff here so you can kind of get the idea what I'm looking at. So that's my idea for my switching operation, is to come off of a switch right here and be able to go back into a tunnel, but have a switch come in here that will pick up cattle from an operation that's going to be right there. So I want to be able to go westbound and eastbound and cross over at the same location. So I'm on my outside loop because I have a canyon ridge that overlays it. So first of all, I need to make sure that we're going to clear all of that, number one. And number two, I need to make sure that it's got enough power at a slow speed or even a high speed to pull that grade. So let's go ahead and run that around the layout so you can see what I'm talking about. So we're coming down a 4% grade, and we're kind of running at just kind of a low speed. Now it's going to start pulling up that 4% grade. And that's sitting at about a 2 out of 8 on the throttle. So you can tell that that's pulling that really good. Run around one more time. Let's go a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and shut it off right there. This is a temporary switch control because I'm going to order a Kato power pack that I can use to switch my signals. Not my signals, but my signals plus my switches. And then I'm going to use a twin power DCC controller to control 2 locomotives on this layout. DCC basically means it's direct cab control, and they'll have sound with it, and that's the part that I like. And so, but we have to do things in steps. So my brother-in-law allowed me to borrow his, this locomotive and that locomotive and all the cars are actually borrowed from him, plus this power controller. So I basically am able to tie into the line that's right there in order to run the power pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my 1.25" pieces into there. Why 1.25"? Well, everything's all together, and I've measured this out and made sure that it was in the center of the bridge and center of that. And so we need to come back up here 1.25" to bring this back up to the canyon wall that brings it up. So we need to put 2 1.25" back here and 2 of them right here. So that's what these are for, okay? But we also got a switch here that is going to come off of here somewhere, and so I'm going to establish that. But I've got 2 9 3/4" pieces of track there, and then I went and purchased 7 5/16. So I think I'm going to change out these to get me shorter because I want to have an irrigation ditch that's watering a hay field. Then this will all be filled in with Sculptamold here, and then that ditch will outlet through the stream up here. So that's what I'm doing there. So I need to establish this for this switch. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is add the 1.25" in there. Then I'm going to add these in there, and then I'm going to add this in there, and then we have 2 assortments. Okay, this one is the 1.25". I'm sorry. This one is 2 7/16. This is going to go over here with some of these shorter pieces because I'm also putting a re-railer unit, which is also a crossing thing right here. And then I've got the electrical things that will go into my Kato power pack. And then 2 more additional feed lines going over here. So I'm going to have to take this locomotive off of here and that locomotive off of my table. And then I'm going to start snapping things together. So I'm going to pause the video and remove everything. And then when I get these in here, I'll come back on and we'll run the train around that to see how it looks. And then we'll have everything else in here to see if we got enough track here to make the loop. And then we'll power up the inside loop here and we'll go from there. We'll probably won't be using that double crossover because we have 2 lines that are running independent of themselves, because I want to be able to run westbound and eastbound all on the same thing with the controller. So we'll be using this controller for one direction and the Kato power pack when I order it for the other direction. And then when we get to DCC throttle, we'll be wiring these tracks together, and then everything runs off of cab control instead of track control. So let me pause the video and let me do some rearranging here, and then we'll see what we got after that. So I'll be back in just a little bit and show you the changes I've made to this track. Okay, I've taken the locomotives in the car off the track. So I've opened up my first package to pull out my 1¼ pieces of track. As you can tell out of that Kato accessory pack. They throw a tape measure on there and yep, 1¼ that's what I wanted. Now, it's kind of important, I think, to understand how to pull the track apart. And being as I've got one continuous loop here, we've got to figure out how to do this effectively. So the first thing I want to do, that you should always do, is unplug your power pack. And I think what I'm going to do is get that out of my way. So let's go get a screwdriver and take these leads apart, and then we can set that down on the floor. But now with the power pack out of the way, I'm free to unsnap my track. So to do that, you want to do a little bit of an angle on your track. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult when we start building things straight together to be able to get everything together. So I want to put my 1¼ pieces back there. So let's go ahead and separate this here. So again, just pull a little angle on it. Make sure this end stays snapped. And then that allows me to pull that back where it's got to go. Then I can snap my 1¼ pieces on this side. Another 1¼ piece. And snap them together. All right. Now what I've done is I've actually put little nails to show the outside measurement of this in here. I'll be showing you that in another video, but I actually put some nails in here to show the high and low spots. And so when I start to fill in my sculpting mold in there, I can just use my nails as a level spot that way plus that way, and that makes it work a lot easier. All right, my friends, now we got to keep that separate over here because that's my other 2 short pieces. So what I want to do now is I want to figure out where this is actually going to splice in here at. And this is a switch unit, and then there's a power line feed that's supposed to snap in there somewhere. So you can see what this looks like here. So that power feed wire, I think, snaps in the bottom of this, and then this throws either left or right for the switch. So I'll be snapping that in there later. I just don't want it in my way while I'm trying to figure out where to put this at. So we can go ahead and snap this right here. And so now that gives me the idea of where we're coming from. So this is a little bit coming at an angle. So what I want to do is figure out to make that straight off of here, what do I have to do? So let's take that off. Let's take that off. And then let's figure out where this switch has to come into to make it straight. Basically all I've done is I've taken one of the 9 3/4 pieces off of there. So now that allows me to come to my targeted area, but I'm too long coming this way, okay? So what I want to do, because I'm going to be putting the same kind of a switch operation coming this way to pick up cars that way, what I want to do is I want to draw out where this switch is going to go. We're going to do that with a Sharpie. My reason is that I did not get that for that yet. So we're just going to draw our lines to indicate where this switch is going to go. And then next month or the next month, whenever we got some more available money, we'll be able to put that in there. So that's where I wanted that to go. So let's pull this back out this way. We'll kind of set that in there so we got the idea. So basically we're going to be coming 1, 2, 3 of my 9 3/4 inch pieces, then a 2-inch piece into that switch. Because if I draw a line on the end of where the switch lines up at, it's basically right here. My wife tells me I say basically quite a bit. So I might do a counter in the corner here. Kind of tells you how many times I said basic. So that'll be a fun thing. So with that sitting right there, we can measure where we want that to go. So yeah, that's going to take a little bit more than a 2-inch piece. That's going to take a 4-inch piece. Or two 2-inch pieces could actually make that work. So 2-inch piece there, 2-inch piece there. So 2 2-inch pieces there will click me into that area. And we have one of those off of this section of track here. So if we snap this in here, then we can come right into our 2-inch piece right there. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Yeah, a little bit too much. Let's measure that out. 5/8. So it's one of these here. Get that to go where I want it to go. We'll just pop off that one 2-inch piece. Let's put that over here. And let's take one of these over there. Just basically trying to line up where I need to come with my track. So now, like that, we'll be able to snap in there, okay? So that's 14. So if we take these out, these are my 7 and 5/16. Let's snap these together. Okay, now we've got to unsnap these two 9 3/4 inch pieces. Set them over there. We'll be able to use all of these stuff that we're not using on the rest of the layout. So now we shorten up our display considerably. So now go in there, make that work. Just have to go back a little bit more with our switch. According to that, we need to take this, and we can just move our switch back a little bit. So I'm going to turn that one in there. That one's going to go in there. So now we're hooked up there. That's going to take 1 1/8 inches. So it's going to take this short piece here. But I'm not worried about connecting that, and so I'll get another package of those pieces, because that's pushing my switch back too far. So that's one of those pieces. So I'll put that in there like that. I'll be taking this out and making it deeper in there. And now we'll be able to come off of here with some more 45s. So, okay, the next thing that I'm going to put in here is my double crossover. Not my double crossover, but my auto crossing thing. So, because I've never done this before. It says one goes in one side and one comes on the other side. So one of these is a middle area. So if I hook this in here like this, that's going to set, pull my track apart. I just sets underneath it, I guess. Doesn't really click in there. Oh, I guess it does. So that one clicks in there like that. All right, now we have a re-railer crossover in there. Okay. I think this one's all we need in there. I must do if you're going to do like 3 of them, and then you build your track up to that. Okay, so then I figured I was going to need 2.5-inch pieces to bring it together. So we got these. I'm going to click in here like that. How are we going to build that out? That's a 6 and 6.5. So how can I make 6.5? This piece here, put that in there, that's another 2.5-inch piece. So make a 4 7/8 inch piece. So let's see what we can do here. 2-inch pieces. That's what we need right there. That still doesn't allow us to hook up our main line. It's too long. My first time, friends. I'm trying to figure it out. These are my 9 3/4 inch pieces. Maybe what we do is we use these 2-inch pieces. That makes us 4 inches. We still can't connect the double main in there. We're going to need more supplies. Looks like one piece here, connect that. Okay, so what I want to do is connect these pieces together. Like that. All right. Connect the 2-inch piece there. Looks like we're going to need another 2-inch piece. I don't have another 2-inch piece. I have cheat that like that. Put that in there like that. So now we're connected, and it looks like we've got us a pretty good reveal around everything. So we're still short from having our little piece in here. So we need 1.25 inches and an inch and a half. So we got those over there. That makes that a solid connection. And we've got these 2 long pieces to come up over here when we start extending that out. So that's a pretty good deal. All right, my friends, we will be able to run the locomotive just on the outside loop again until I get another conversion package of these, and then it'll help me, maybe I'll order some 2-inch piece to go there. So that's getting me to the point that I need to go to, that's actually like 3.5, 2, and then the small package will work. My friends, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hook up my my electrical, and we're going to run the train around this and see how it looks going through here. I'll be right back as soon as I get it all set up. Well, there you go, my friends. We're running all the way around the outside loop because I'm short a couple little sections of track, and as you can tell, it's running good. There's the other part of the M. Let's see how it looks. We just got to put that in there, and I marked all this so I can cut this out and make that flat, and then we'll get some more pieces to hook all that together. And then once we get power to the inside loop, we'll be able to throw that switch and come around over here, and then we'll be able to back this up to do this crossing in there. I just wanted to get a little run time on there, so things are starting to grow and build. So my next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this track apart, and we're going to finish this river underneath there so I can secure this back down and never have to lift it up again. Then we'll get the road done, and then that'll be secured, and then by that time we'll have that little piece of track in there.
So cute.
My friends, thanks for watching our video, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing here, and keep watching. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.